What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Diablo Immortal, and you may notice something. If you watched my video yesterday, you noticed that I did class change back to a barbarian. And now I am sitting here as a wizard. Let's get into it. But guys, before I get into a more casual discussion about my class, there is a bunch of topics that I want to discuss that came from the community just this morning. The first one is regarding cosmetics inside of the game. I've been playing the game since day one and have a ton of cosmetics unlocked, and many of you guys know that I typically mostly play as the barbarian, which means there's a lot of cosmetics that have not been unlocked here that have been class bound because I was playing at the barbarian at the time. As you can see, this cosmetic right here, it's unlocked on my barbarian. This one on my barbarian. This one on my barbarian. Oh, this one's on the Blood Knight. Okay, we got something on the Blood Knight. Actually, oh yeah, I think that is, wow, that's a good one too. I wish that was on my wizard. My point is here that players are asking that cosmetics from days of old be returned to the game in some fashion. Now, this could be in the form of Battle Pass cosmetics or even Phantom Market cosmetics, because players that have started playing today, well, they can't get a lot of these cosmetics. The Crystalline Echoes armor. Now, this was one, it was a premium cosmetic, and I purchased it from, this was the first cosmetic I ever bought on my barbarian inside of the game, and it's not available now on my wizard. It would be really cool to be able to relive some cosmetics. Now, a lot of players will sometimes say, oh, it's exclusive to the time, and I used to be of this philosophy. If you're playing for a long time, you can show that through the cosmetics that you wear. And although I think that that is really cool and definitely a valid point, it's not 100% fair to players that have been playing for less time. Maybe they didn't know about the game. Maybe they were too young to play the game and they can finally play it now. Point is, cosmetics that are rewarded for doing things inside of the game, well, those are great that they always stay exclusive for that. But ones that are just able to be revisited because maybe they are not available anymore, I would love to see where we could do and just purchase these in an open market. Now, I know many of you are probably saying, well, you can get the Empowered Battle Pass and you can get the archive points for that, and then you could unlock old cosmetics if you want to. While this is true, it's very limited and you can only get a certain number of them. As of right now, there are only three cosmetics here that you could pick up. Plus, you need to get the $15 Battle Pass to get them. Now, I understand how this is actually great, but it could be better if they were just all available in a market. And you know what? If it was a $5 Battle Pass cosmetic and you bring it back to the game, charge $5 or $10 just for the cosmetic. It's actually more value that Blizzard is getting because then they're not having to give all this other stuff as well, although it's just digital items and it doesn't really matter either way, but they could still make profit from that. I think it would be a good thing for Blizzard as a company because there's tons of players, including myself, that would purchase on different classes, class-bound cosmetics, and it seems that the community wants it, so I figure, why not? I don't think it's a bad idea. Now, of course, we do have the regular shop that has a bunch of cosmetics in, so if you ever want any of those, they do seem to still be available, but they're not available for those Battle Pass ones. So yeah, I think I nailed this topic down. Now the new topic is, or I should say the next topic is regarding dungeons. We have Erica H saying, no new dungeons have been added to the game for a long time. The ones we currently have are getting stale. We know them by heart. Please add 2 to 3 new dungeons. I guess my question is, how do you guys feel about that? I know that we just got new zones, and I do agree that it would be pretty cool if with a new zone, attached to it came a dungeon as well, so that we could have something that's more replayable. Zones are replayable because you can go and do your bounties throughout them and maybe just hang out in the zone and farm if you want to, but having a dungeon attached to new zones I think is actually a good call, and from what the community seems to be saying, looks to be pretty good. And this person is saying the last dungeon was the Tristram Cathedral, which was on September 21st, 2023, so it's been a while. Either way, what does Meteor Blade say? He always has some good insight to bring. He says, well, creating, modeling, scripting new dungeons and bosses does take time, effort, and money. What it doesn't generate is revenue. Example, it's a cost, little to no return on investment because it's not because it won't get players to spend more money. And honestly, that's a valid point right there. You're not going to spend more because there's new dungeons. Now, maybe you'll play more because there's a reason to come back to the game and spend more for that reason, but I get what he's saying right there. He goes on and says, if they were going to do it, it would have made sense to release a new dungeon with each of the new maps, like I just mentioned, Ancient's Cradle, World's End, Shovel Wilds, none of which have one. Heck, they didn't even bother to put hidden lair spawns on them. Interesting. They're putting pretty minimal effort into this sort of thing, that there's a lot of things they've introduced and effectively no longer bother with. Remember the Codex trophy system? Yeah, there were achievements and all that stuff. Okay, so I think some of this has to do with the balancing of priority, right? Dungeons may not be the highest on the priority list for Blizzard right now. Now, one, like Meteor Blade says, it probably has little return on investment to financially support the game, but on top of that, maybe there's a lot more people that are looking for a PvP balance or more different modes inside of the game versus new dungeons. I don't think that new dungeons are something that are going to be forever gone from the game, but I do think that Blizzard is prioritizing what they think is going to impact the game in a positive way, most directly and right now. And then we pop over to Reddit and we have this post right here, which I just thought was really cool. I wanted to give it an upvote and share it with you guys. It's from Exion Crew, messing around with designs, grunge emblems of the evils. Who is your favorite boss? I actually like what he did here. I love when people come and do artwork for these types of games. Lilith, Enarel, Duriel, Baal, Mephisto, and Diablo. My favorite is, it's got to be Diablo, man. I mean, who would vote otherwise? Let me know what your favorite of these emblems is in the comments below. Now, before I dive into the comments, I want to say, if you recall, yesterday I put out a video right here comparing Oniro, which is a new action RPG, to Diablo Immortal, and that's going to fuel our first comment here. And by the way, if you missed out on that video, make sure you go check it out. We take a quick dive into the game and let you know what it's all about. But the comment comes from Rediv Games, which is actually the creator of Oniro. Really cool that they came and watched the video. They said, thanks so much for your review. It was great to see such a detailed and thoughtful one. And we are really glad you enjoyed Anima as well. We truly appreciate it and are working hard to make the game better and better. I love it when developers are involved inside of their games to the point of watching reviews and then even commenting on the videos. This was really cool to see, Rediv Games. I really appreciate it. Now, Mr. Florian here takes us a little bit deeper into Oniro and says something about the game that I didn't even realize, a little bit more close to Path of Exile 2 with trials and skills. It also can be played offline. It's a fantastic action RPG. It seems like from a lot of the comments, a lot of people enjoyed the game. Doomstar Requiem says, it's a good action RPG, tough at the beginning, but rewarding. I agree, it is a little tough at the beginning. It's Anima ARPG, but refined, well worth spending in the cash shop to support the developers. And I love that comment because yes, I agree, and I have the same philosophy when I play mobile games. If I'm playing as a free-to-play player or a low spender, I always do feel if it's a game I'm investing a lot of time into, let's support the game financially. Buy something in the cash shop, even if it's $5 a month, to show support to a game that you're putting so much time into. I literally do this across all the games that I play on mobile. And the final comment we'll touch on for now is from Lucian, and he says, Diablo Immortal is pay to win. True. And Anima and Oniro, fully hard games without pay to win. That's the big difference. Now, I agree, and honestly, I don't know the end game if it goes into a pay-to-win mechanic or not. Apparently, many people think that it doesn't. There's a lot different between Oniro and ARPG and Anima and Diablo Immortal. Honestly, they're very different games. Diablo Immortal has much more to it. There's much more inside of the game, including PvP, the events, just the broadness of the game. But yes, it definitely does give ARPG players something that they've been thirsty for, which is a nice free-to-play experience, apparently. And I don't know, I think that's cool as well. I honestly also think that they are very different from a development standpoint. And now back to my class. I switched to the Barbarian yesterday, going back to what was familiar, what I had played for the majority of my time inside of the game. And just for context, I've been playing as the Wizard now for 3 months, maybe, yeah, probably about 3 months as a Wizard. And I've really come accustomed to the gameplay style from the Wizard, to the point where I went back to the Barbarian and it felt kind of foreign. And that's something I never thought I was gonna say. So last night I was running Heliquary, and obviously I didn't have my build optimized. I didn't have my set items perfect yet, and it was still an early build. But not even the damage I was doing, because the damage I was doing was less than I do from the wizard, because again, the build wasn't as optimized. So Heliquary was not a top damage dealer, but also the gameplay style. I desired fighting at a distance, keeping my range, and using my agileness as a wizard, which you never thought you'd say, to actually fight. And as the barbarian, I was right on top of the Heliquary boss. I had to be close to do that damage, and it just felt like something I didn't want to play that way at that moment in time. So I said, you know what? Something I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna switch right back. I've never switched in one day. And believe me, when I was the monk, I wanted to switch right away, but I gave it a good shot. But here, I wanted to go back to the wizard, man. It just feels good to be the wizard. I've been enjoying the class so much, and I had that desire to go back. Plus, he still has his golden ribs showing through there, which I think is freaking awesome. But that's why I'm back as a wizard. Again, never thought that would happen. I hope you guys have a great day. Let me know what's going on throughout your day in the comments section below. And also, let me know if you tried out Oniro. I'm really curious. Have a great day, guys.